Vivian! Come, Vivian! Relax, Vivian, eh? Relax, very cute. Vivian, eh? Vivian! Mucha carajo, mer. Are. Vivian! Put it on the pedestal when things outside. Vivian, reaction! Tiraki! Udah kuroning on. Vivian, grab your ear. Lolda kasi muna.
And there it is, the first ball of the plate final. The dot ball to start off the match. This is the plate final happening between St. James Secondary School and the Soroti Secondary School. St. James back fast. This is the Sky View Girls School Cricket Tournament happening here in Blue City. And my name is Evan Cyprian Sajabi in the comms. I'm not alone. I have Fortunate Alijina here with me. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning, Evan. Thank you for ushering me in for this final of the placement games. Final that's happening before the main finals. I think this could be a curtain raiser for the finals. But already, like Evan said, St. James winning the toss and opting to go with the bat in hand. The captain at the middle said that if they get 88 runs on board, that could be very good for them. But you don't take away the fact that we saw we experienced a heavy downpour overnight. And I think that decision could be so difficult to reach to the 88 runs. But extras have been in the over already too bold, but later on the bowler Aliba coming in and bowling, Alibo bowling so well and compensating for the two weights that she started with. But the two batters for St. James are Kazone Zahara and Namata Kevin. A good over to start. And it's 2 for none after one over. And this will be a very good start for Soroti SS.
New bowler there in the attack for Soroti Secondary School, starting off with the flighted balls, 2 dot balls. The current passage of play is that Soroti is already in things. Just for them to take Silverware back at home, back to Soroti. This is their first time they are coming for the national Soroti SS, and they've made sure that they put up a very good performance. Ajiko Elizabeth is the bowler in the attack there for Soroti Secondary School. The only runs that have come on board for St. James Secondary School, they have all been wides. One thing about these two teams, they are both found in the heart of cities. St. James is right in the middle of Ginger City, whereas Soroti SS is also right in the middle of Soroti City. Coming into this game, St. James beat St. Cornelius SS Kalagala, whereas Soroti SS beat St. Teresa. A game that happened at the LIBB ground. She sort of adjusted the lines, somehow bowling down the leg, but very happy that the two batters are the Chris Namata Kevin and Kasone Zahara are not looking so good at hitting those balls down the leg.
Yeah, one thing that has been so hard for Namata is to open up her leg. She's only trying to use her hands. And another thing has been so difficult for her is aligning with the ball so well. But a very good start there for Soroti Secondary School.
She goes for some power. That was some good idea, just that the ball did go past the fielder. And as we come to the end of the over, 2 gone and 5 for none is the score. It's the Skyview Girls Schools Cricket League Tournament, and this is the final day, match day number 7. It's a day for the placement final and the main final, the big one, which will be happening between Olida High School and Light Secondary School. A repeat of last year's final will be on the cards later on in the afternoon. But this tournament is sponsored by Skyview Mob Products Limited, Schoolies, and Batibo Uganda Limited. Back in the attack, Vivian Alibo to continue bowling there for Soroti Secondary School. Great work done by the Soroti Cricket Academy, having 3 teams in these final games: Soroti SS, Light SS, and Olida. Beautifully driven by Zahara Kasone, but straight to the fielder, and it is another dot ball. Current passage of play right in the way of Soroti Secondary School. Fortunate some of these players have been season campaigners in the schools cricket week. Laram Jackie was here last year alongside Oliba Selena, the captain. Oliba Selena, the captain for St. James Secondary School, alongside Kasone Zahara. Last year they came and played 7 games and lost all their 7 games. But this year they have been meaning business and making sure they get out of the blocks, punch, weight to weight, and go for pound to pound.
I tell you, the last tournament that they played in was a little bit of a tester for them, but now coming in to compete, reaching the finals of the placement, shows you that they have done a great job to improve. But yesterday, Soroti advanced to this stage of the game after winning against St. Teresa's Girls Secondary School, Masindi, where we saw 17 extras bowled in that 60 run that St. Teresa scored. And now we've already seen 5 extras given in the first 2 overs. But the batters are yet to get off the mark.
And when you take a close look at the Soroti SS team, tries to go for power, misses completely, and Zahara Kasone trapped LBW. The umpire raising up the finger, Anthony Wantono, and it is the first wicket for Soroti Secondary School, a much needed one. They do get it, and they are now making sure that they keep strangling on the St. James SS team.
You could hear the animated celebrations there from the Soroti players. The moment the ball hit the pads, they are all expecting something from the umpire. And the wicket falls for St. James Secondary School at the moment, and the score is 7 for 1. And those are the early inroads that Soroti SS would look to capitalize on, already into the accounts of St. James Secondary School. But batter number 3 comes in for St. James, and it is a team Joss who comes in at number 3. No batter has gotten off the mark, with one back into the dugout. That could be a dream start for Soroti Secondary School. With only 1 ball left in Alibo's bowling. She started off so well, giving out only 2 wides in the first over, but again she's continuing with extras, straying down the leg. The wicketkeeper doing so well to stop that, but 8 extras already in a period of 3 overs. It has to be something of a concern for Soroti Secondary School. But everything that she has put on the lane has really been so good. The batters have really struggled to score runs, but after 3 overs, 8 for 1 is the score.
The coach for Soroti SS, Jacob Malinga, right on the boundary lines, making sure that he talks to his players. I tell you, if it was not for the extras, this score could have been 0 for 1 after 3 overs. But Ajiko Elizabeth is back into the attack. Starts off with a dot ball.
Look at that from a team just trying to play on the offside, but the ball has cramped her room. She doesn't create the room that she's hoping to swing her hands through. But a very good start for Ajiko, picking up those 2 dot balls. The dot balls have been really many. 18 already in the first 2. This time round hit hard, a chance of a run out, but they decided not to take the run. 21 dot balls bowled, but with 8 wides given. It should send some message to the St. James batters that they need to try and get runs somewhere. Changing the approach. The swing won't work so much. It's all about punching the ball around. First, get your eye into the game. But every batter that has come in for for St. James has really been struggling. Another good over, a maiden from Ajiko. And after 4, 8 for 1. Very good start. Very, very good start for Soroti Secondary School.
Indeed, they have made a great start to this match. 8 for 1 after 4 overs. They know they'll need to limit St. James to a score below 50. Then they come out and chase. And I think it wasn't a very good decision for St. James Secondary School to win the toss and bat, because there was a heavy downpour. It is a slow pitch. You need to make sure that you bowl and limit the opposition to few runs. Then when you come to chase, you stand a very big chance, because when the conditions become better, even though the sun might have come out and dried the pitch a bit. But then St. James, because they have won most of their games after batting first, you say even yesterday the game they won against St. Cornelius Sasikalaga, they batted first. So somehow they are believing that batting first is their winning formula, and they have chosen to stick to it. Vivian Alibo, who picked up the first wicket for Soroti SS, is back into the attack.
Looking at the top performers for St. James Secondary School, Lalam Jackie, who has played 8 innings and scoring a total of 121, is yet to come in for St. James, and they will be expecting much. Look at that! A wicket falls in an awkward style. The batter standing, leaving the stumps behind, and the bowler seizing that opportunity, going behind and getting to work with the leg stump. Alibo picking the second wicket.
Not really beaten by pace, but a little casual. If she had hit that one away, maybe she could have had a chance of getting it out of the blocks. And in the end, she's missed it completely. It rattles the furniture, and 8 for 2. Soroti SS already bossing this one.
I tell you, when you come into bat, one thing that you do as a batter is taking your guard. I didn't see that being done here in the morning. She didn't know where she was taking her guard from. I suppose if she knew that she was standing somewhere in the middle of stump, she would know that the leg stump is under scrutiny of being bowled, if anything is bowled behind the leg or down the leg. And in the end, she departed for only 0 runs, not troubling the scorers. And everyone for St. James has really struggled. A second wicket falling and 8 runs on board. But it will be Lalam who comes in at number 4. The most run scorer for St. James has no time to wait in the dugout. Tim Jones departing after scoring 0 from 4 balls. Now it's time for Lalam Jackie to come in.
She goes hard but misses. Lalam Jackie knows that what they need is runs. The only issue for me in that shot is that she's gone across the line. But she is really come knowing that she will have to do the building job. But look at some of the girls in the new background. They are donning the orange apparel which was given to us by Skyview. And that's where we are. We are donning those first ones off the bat there for Lalam Jackie. She knows what it means to take the plate trophy to Ginger. And she's already getting out of her block. She's gotten the first ones on off the bat on body for St. James. Another short ball, but it will be called wide by the umpire. Down the leg, weights have been the issue of concern for Soroti SS. Yesterday, Judith Iro of Soroti SS pulled off one of the best figures in this tournament. She bowled 2.1 overs, picking up 5 wickets, and she did not concede any runs. What a performance she really put up on the show. But Blessing Nolin Appear also bowled 4 overs, did concede any runs, and she picked up 4 wickets. But as they come to the end of the 5th over, 10 for 2 is what the scoreboard reads. This is the coach for St. Cornelius SS Kalagala, Edwin Wagawa. He's also ever played for the Uganda Under-19 during the World Cup in 2022. Straight close to Mr. Kamia. Should be Coach Abib Mugalo in the background. They have all come around to see the proceedings.
A very good start for Soroti Secondary School. 2 wickets already in a period of 5 overs. And now it's Ajiko continuing from the church end. Her lanes have been really great, going for only 3 runs, and all those 3 runs have been extras. And Kakaire Joffrey, the coach for Masaka Secondary School in your frame. And it is Lalam Jackie on strike. She's the only batter that has gotten off the mark for St. James at the moment. Hit so hard on the offside. The test is on in the deep. This should go to the boundary despite the low outfield. Slow, very one it is. But hit so hard and the boundary comes in stale for Jackie. It isn't a doubt that she's the top run scorer for St. James. She's even in the top 10 batters on the batting table there in this tournament. And the bowler Alibo there missed her lane and bowled it short and wide. But a very good comeback there for Ajiko to correct her lane and bowl it a little bit fuller. Tossed up in the air, hit big. This could give them 2. I tell you, there has been some heavy downpour overnight, and the outfield is slow. Some grass in the outfield, and the soil itself is soft. So even if the ball is skied in the air, it will stick into the surface.
She's playing some bold shots, Jackie Lalam, and taking on all the bowlers because she knows they will need runs on board. For that one, she's showing some intent on every delivery, and that has been a very good over for them. 6 runs coming in the over, and after the power play, 16-4-2 is the score. Right in the background, Emmanuel Okwalinga, Asani Wagaga. Those two used to have their bit of rivalry. Times when Okwalinga was at Busoga College Muri and Wagaga at Chinja SS, but both of them turning out here at the Nationals as coaches. Wagaga with good heart, and Emma doing some bit of work with the St. John's Secondary School. There will be a bowling change. Vivian Alibo is out of the attack, and Sophia Bogere is into the attack. Sophia Bogere, formerly with Late Secondary School. Now there she comes in to continue bowling some bit of hand spin.
Bogere coming in and starting off so well. I love the fact that she has been brought on after the power play, where the field restrictions allow 4 fielders at the boundary, with a big hitter there, Jacqueline, and Namata trying to do some heavy lifting, but Namata is off the mark instead with 1 run there on the onside. But after facing 15 balls, and she gets into her accounts. It is Lalam Jackie on strike now. It is a good contest here. Boger has to know the lane she bowls to Jackie. That will be a much better lane, and she will have to do that so much often.
I've loved the Jackie approach. Despite coming in after 2 wickets falling for St. John's Secondary School, she's not shown any bit of fear. She's come out boldly and played shots. She's gone on for the short balls. This one goes up in the air, but it will land safe. The field is starting good at the boundary. And when you see she has not yet cleared the boundary, Jackie Lalam, still make sure that your long on and long off fielders are standing close to the 45 yards, because she's always hitting front of the square downtown.
And again, these are long boundaries straight. So standing at the boundary gives you a disadvantage, because we don't see most times batters in this tournament going straight or driving straight down the ground. Most of the times they've tried to go with a horizontal bat, and most times you don't get the ball to the boundary. And that will be a wide ball called there by the umpire. Sophia Bogere not doing so well. The players for the different teams that didn't make it to the finals watching from a distance. And that is really lousy there from Namata. The ball is tossed up in the air and she goes casually. A little bit lazy from her. And 1 ball to finish up the over for Bogere Sophia. And the weight bowls continue to come. The weights are being bowled in this game. Already we've seen 3 in this over from Sophia, who has just come in, but every bowler that has bowled has chipped in so many extras. Hit strike, and the bowler Sophia put some little bit of a hand on that. I tell you, it was a chance given, but not the chance that you would say that has been put down. But a single to finish up the over. Namata doing a great job. Kevin and Lalam making sure that they post the score to 22 after 2, rather for 2 after 7.
Good to see some of the girls who have come around to watch this final enjoying the Skyview product. In the previous frame there was Mokite Kevin, the captain for Masaka Sek, enjoying some bit of that Skyview. And that's the development manager for Cricket Uganda. Right at the back of the car, Davis Tolinawe. 22-4-2 after 7. Somehow Lalam Jackie has shown urgency. Bowling change as Mary Nabuma is into the attack, but that's too sure they are coming in from Mary Nabuma. Nabuma made previous at Olida High School, but currently with the Soroti SS. Soroti SS have gotten some bit of the extra talent which was in Soroti and not taken by Olida High School and late SS, and they've had it to their use. And the plan working out for them. They beat Bishop Komboni, a school from Komi, and that match determined who comes to the Nationals as the third team from the Eastern region, because Olida High School and late SS had already advanced to the finals within that region. So the third school, Soroti SS, had to face Bishop Komboni from Komi. Lalam Jack with 8 of 11 and Namata 3 of 18. She goes, but it's up in the air. The catch is taken, and the cameo for Jackie Lalam, 8 of 11, 8 of 12 will come to an end. A beautiful take there for Soroti SS, a much needed wicket, and the third for St. James goes.
Very unlucky there for Lalam. Going across the line, ending connecting with the top edge, sang it just over on top of the cover fielder, and the disappointment on her face there. She came in and tried to do the heavy lifting. She picked the only boundary that we've seen for her side, and she couldn't last long. St. James have lost their third for only 23 runs, and Soroti Secondary School are all over St. James at the moment. The cover field are doing a great job there. Bogere Sophia bowled so well from the garden side, and now being at covers, completing that catch. Really good fielding there. But now the fifth batter comes in for St. James Secondary School, and it is Natkunda who comes to join her fella Namata Kevin.
Orange looks bright on the ladies. Orange looks bright on the young girls who are in action. Good work there done by the sponsors, the main sponsors of this tournament, Skyview, making sure that even the sponsorship grows bigger, and making sure that the players are hydrated with the crystal water. Skyview apple, Skyview fruity, Skyview orange, and Skyview citrus. There's a no ball call there from the umpire. Should be an overstepping no ball. The two standing umpires in this game, Samuel Baker Oyet standing alongside Anthony Wantono. Both of them doing some good work with the Northern Cricket Hub. They have been umpiring throughout the qualifiers, and they were given an opportunity to umpire during this tournament. And I tell you, when I was having a conversation with the tournament, with the match, with the umpires manager for Cricket Uganda, Patrick Makumbi Musoke, as we watch this free hit, not well punished, just gets off the edge of the bat, and the free hit will result into the but when I was having a conversation with the umpires manager for Cricket Uganda, Patrick Makumbi Musoke, who is here with us trying to make sure that he assesses the umpires, mentors them, and also make daily debriefs with them, he said that for the umpires who will be umpiring in the finals, the plate final and the main final, are some of those umpires who have been standing out in this tournament. And clearly good to that the local talent, the children of the soil, are getting some of these opportunities. One of the things that this tournament does is that when you host a tournament in Igulu, you're giving the chance to the local community in Igulu to come and watch and understand the beautiful sport of cricket. But also there are benefits for volunteers. Many of the young boys who are playing college with St. Joseph's College, Laibi, Igulu High School, are working as scorers, groundsmen, doing a lot of good work and making sure that they understand the many roles that are involved in this game of cricket. But as we come to the end of the 8th over, scoreboard reads 25 for 3.
Like we have seen throughout this tournament, not so many runs have come in the power play or in less than 10 overs. The teams batting first, even with the teams batting second, they've all struggled through the power play. But now with all the two batters here for St. James already off the mark, Natkunda Brana on strike yesterday came in at number 8 when St. James was playing against Cornelius. She only contributed 8 runs from 15, but now coming in at number 5 a little bit. Oh, caught by the keeper there. A very beautiful hand. Strong to her right and completing the catch. Natkunda departs, having been promoted to number 5 from 6 in the previous game, and she will have to depart with only 1 run from 3 balls. And the 4th wicket falling, 25 runs on board. St. James are really in trouble at the moment.
Brilliant there. Sharon Ainyo into the attack, and she picks up the first wicket. 5 gone for St. James Secondary School, and now they need to make sure that they take care of the wicket column. When a team is bowling extras, it means when you stick in and bat all your 20 overs, you will keep milking those as a way to what might come easy your way. Right in the frame there, I see that top radio. Yesterday I was talking to top radio. Radio that is based in Soroti, giving some bit of an update on how what the radio presenter who was in the studio, Oluka, was calling the dominance of the Soroti schools. So I was giving a bit of a brief on how everything has happened here. And good to see that the local media can come and support this game of cricket, because now the National Council Sports wants this game to be gone in the area. So in the entire country. So the people in our areas, the journalists, will have to make sure that they also give their hand in extending this information. And since cricket is a game with too much English, they will have to find a way of breaking it down in a way that can be understood by the locals. But the captain is in, Selina Oliba, for their beats her blade. One thing I've seen, fortunate, is that most of those are dropping outside of stump. These girls tend to go and play. These girls are opening the blade and you try to cut. And it will be something for the coaches to try and address.
And again, when they are trying to go and drive, you sense that their weight is always on the back foot, not leaning into the shot. Like that time, like this time round, she was in a great position, just pushing it down to mid wickets. But I love the fact that Ainyo Sharon has come in and delivered. We saw a change in the bowling sides there. The previous over from that end, the garden end, was bowled by Sophia, but now changing and bringing in Ainyo Sharon to bowl her first over makes the breakthrough. Look at the figures. Hasn't given out any run, and that will be a maiden over for her. Most importantly, with the wicket in it, a very good change there by the captain. But after 9, 25 for 4 is the score. And those are our sponsors, Skyview, making sure that they sponsor this tournament for the 3rd consecutive year, but with an extension in the offers they are giving. We're even going to see them sponsor the Boys Schools Week tournament, and it's a very good gesture there. Nabuma Mary, continuing from the church end, came in and bowled well, went for only 3. Had a little bit of conversation with the umpire when she bowled a no ball. Continuing to toss the balls up in the air. We haven't seen any batter trying to advance down the ground, reach on the bounce of the ball. But that is the hot school, Gulu High School, established in 1914. A very old school, having managed to see 100 years, has seen so much success. But we're happy to be hosted by Gulu High School. But again, coming back to the passage of play here. 4 dot balls in a row, which doesn't sound so well for St. James Secondary School.
Goes across. Not sure who missed who survived the who, but she misses. Marina Boomer back for her second over. 5 dot balls on trot with one more to play in this over. Some of the Masaka Secondary School girls there, Florence Kaijuka. Oh, sorry, that's Penana Tabo. Right in your frame. Outside the blocks. And just run. It will only be a single from the over. And as we get to the halfway mark, the scoreboard reads 25 for 4 after 10 overs. Kawamera Ann, one of the players for Uganda Secondary School, right in your frame there with her teammates, making some bit of glimpse. But what a good game that we do have on the cards. It's the plate final and the first game of the day. This is the game day number 7 of the Skyview Girls School Cricket Tournament. Inside out shot and chance run. I tell you something funny, fortunate. Judith Hero, who will be coming later on to bowl, starts every innings as a wicket keeper. The catches that you saw her take behind, the catches that you saw taken by the keeper, it's Judith Hero doing the work there. But it's more in this junior cricket. We saw from Mount St. Henry's High School that their captain, Nalmas Festo, could keep about 10 overs, then later on come and bowl half overs.
It was a really bad day for the captain yesterday of St. Cornelius, rather of say St. Mount Henry's, going for over 35 in 2 overs. After that injury that she had to come in despite all the odds that they didn't have any other option. But I love the bowling partnership here from these two bowlers. The previous being Nabuma Mary, and now it is Ainyo Sharon who has done so well. He's the top of the bowlers for Soroti SS, having picked 13 wickets and being ranked number 12 in the bowling rankings in this tournament. 13 wickets for her. It shows you how good she has been, how valuable she is for her side. She came in and picked 1 wicket and only didn't give any run, and now she's continuing to hit those good areas. She's really bowling so well. Her action is smooth. I tell you, I met her during the warm-ups. She started off her warm-up so early that she didn't wait for the coach to give her the instructions. But that will be a single taken off her with only, I think there should be an extra ball there. Yeah, because she bowled a wide. But she's really bowling nicely. Hit hard. This should beat the fielder. Shot into the surface and hit so well on the offside. The cover fielder's too close to the batter. They are just beating that gap, and rather beating the fielder and picking up that gap allows her to get the boundary, a much needed boundary at the moment, pushing the score to 33 for 4 after 11. I tell you, they will need so many of those boundaries if they are to see themselves go to 70 or 60. A 60 or 70 score will be so good for them. But after 11, 33 for 4. You'll be seeing those players in action for Olira in the afternoon. They're now watching from our side, looking at how the wicket is behaving. But it is Mary Navamu continuing from the church end, bowling her third. Has only given out 4 but picked 1 wicket. A slow bowler getting bounce off the surface, hitting good areas. Again, no innovation from the batter, no creativity whatsoever. Trying to stand in her crease and hoping everything will go her way. Driven on the up, getting the inside edge, but they would take the run. That's much better for them. If they continue milking runs like that, they will stand a chance to put a competitive score. But at the moment, they seem to be building themselves into the game. That is St. James Secondary School. That would have been played so well had she opened her front leg there, try and access the onside, because it was on the body. A big swing, sees the ball in the slot and tries to take it on, but not really stepping towards the ball. And it's a dot ball. Only one ball left in this over. And hit so hard along the ground on the onside, picking up that single. Another good single to finish the over, but only 2 runs from it. And 35 is the score after 12. I knew Sharon bowled her last over from the garden end, and now she will continue to bowl her third. She has really been so important for her side. Picked that wicket of Jacqueline Lalam, and now she comes to bowl her third. It's a good call there by the captain. Try and make sure that you don't lose the grip of the neck of the opponent when you have gotten control of the game. It will be solos from Ainyo. That's the dugout for St. James Secondary School. Not happy faces whatsoever.
Because they don't have too much runs on board, they have nothing to smell for. One outside of the blocks, but straight to the fielder and just a single. But the intent, very good. Because now what you could be thinking about if your St. James Secondary School is getting maybe close to 70, then when you come out, you try and bat. And when you see the number of overs that have so far gone 12.1, the overs are reducing. Oh, what a soft dismissal there. Just dubbed to the back to the bowler, and Sharon Ainyo gets the second wicket as the Soroti SS loses the fifth. Disappointment there from the face of the captain, Selina Oliba, because she knows she's left a lot of work to be done.
A little extra bounce off the surface there, and Aliba trying to play it on the front foot. In the end, chipping in a simple catch, a handshake to the most prominent bowler for Soroti SS, picking her second of the day. Ainyo has really done so well, but well-deserved wicket there. She created the wicket, kept on getting the dot balls. She got a maiden on the start, and now she's picking the second. And 5 wickets back into the dugout for St. James, and only into the halfway wickets there for Soroti SS. Now 37 on board. And the new batter Mirembe comes in at number 7 for St. James. Mirembe Lydia didn't have a good day yesterday in the semi-finals. Now she comes in at a tough moment where runs haven't really been coming so well for her side. And every bowler for Soroti SS has been relentless, hitting the good areas. You can't appeal for that. I tell you, you can't appeal for that. The batter going down the leg and the ball ending on her pad. You have to know that that ball just pitched outside the line of the leg stump. That will allow another single. One more ball left in this over. Mirembe yesterday fought so hard, came in at number 7 for her side, and so she does even today. Scored 11 from 34, and now it is Namata on strike. She has been in there for so long, scoring 11 from 30, trying to anchor the innings, but a dot pot finished the over. 38 is the score for the loss of 5 wickets, and after 13 overs. After 13, there has to be a bowling change. We saw Ainyo Sharon bowling 3, but this time round, Mary not continuing from the church end, and it is Airo coming. Starts with a good line there. The wicket keeper sometime. Airo Judith coming with her team leading at the moment. They feel they are in the driving seat. Trying to drive once more, but weight behind on the front, on the back foot. And some of the people that have made sure that we have good grounds, maintaining the grounds, making sure that they lay the mat in your frame. And they do play cricket as well. You'll be seeing them in the Boys Schools Week tournament, hopefully if their teams qualify. But last year they were in Fort Portal. Oh, ripped her through, tossed her up in the air for some time, comes down to drive so hard along the ground but missing, and the ball ending taking just the bails. A really good delivery there from the part-time bowler Iro Judith as a wicket keeper sometime, and wicket number 6 falls. 38 on board. But I tell you, Soroti will be so happy with the way how they are picking wickets and limiting the runs at the moment.
One thing they are making sure is that not so many runs come on board for St. James Secondary School. But Judith Iro was so unplayable yesterday. She bowled 2.1 overs, picked up a total of 5 wickets, and she did not concede any runs. Now there she comes into the attack. No runs so far she's considered, and she's already picked up a wicket. What a bowling display there from Judith Iro. You feel that somehow the captain or the coach has brought her on to bowl a little late. .38 for 6 after 13.3 overs. And the new batter coming in for St. James Secondary School, Patricia Irasha. But a lot of work to do. 4 more remaining. 4 more wickets for them. A kick outside edge, and she will take the run.
Getting off the mark straight away. That could be a good sign for her. You don't have to consume so many balls when you've just come in, because if you do, you find yourself in a position where you can't get the run, and it is always about getting off the mark and you get into the accounts.
Yanamata opened the batting and she's somehow stuck in. She so far scored 11 of 31 and she's made sure that runs still keep coming. But we've come to the end of the 14th over. 39 for 6 is what the score reads.
Coming to bowl her last over, Aino has done so well, picked 2 wickets and went for 9 runs. Continues from the garden end. She's getting a lot of extra bounce off the surface. We saw that last wicket that she picked for the captain. The bounce worked the magic for that wicket. The captain thought maybe it was the ball there pitched up to be driven, but it surprised her with the extra bounce.
Sharoni Aino now back into the attack. She's been in the wickets column. She's picked up 2 already, conceding just 9, and she is bowling her final over. But what a display there from Soroti Secondary School. 39 for 6 after 14.2. Light in the offer, but not hit away. And it is another dot ball. Dot balls piling up for St. James. Now St. James will need to find a way of hitting out of the blocks and collect as many as they can. If they get close to the 60, 70, maybe they'll have something to bowl at.
Look at that, trying to go on the back foot but not creating room for herself. It is always about, even when you're going on the back foot, you have still to create room, to create the room for the hands. But every time Iricha has gone on the back foot, she has found herself locked up. Look at that. Another extra bounce there off the surface. And it's only 1 ball left. And this is poised to be another maiden over. And blocked so well there to finish up her spell. Aino completing her spell with 2 wickets but going for only 9 runs. 39 for 6 is the score.
"15 overs have been bowled and more 5 are remaining before you complete the batting innings of St. James Secondary School. St. James has won the toss and opted to bat first, but somehow the innings have not gotten going for them. Judith Iro back into the attack for Soroti Secondary School. Hit upish, but that's one of the things that they have missed. No one is hitting it down to long on and long off. Keep your fielders at 45 or 30 yards to make sure that you take all those chances, because we've seen so many chances going begging. But that single brings up the 40 runs for St. James Secondary School. Wicket time. Patricia Iracha trying to drive that one, but missing the line. Judith Iro rattles the furniture. St. James Secondary School loses the 7th wicket.
2 times she has picked the wicket in that style. Bowling it so straight but no pace on the ball. The batters have always rushed into driving the ball, and most times they have missed. And every time she has delivered that ball, she has gotten the wicket. 2 wickets for her, and the 7th wicket falling. A very good display here from Soroti Secondary School. I tell you, the captain for St. James at the toss said that if she goes on and posts 88 runs, that could be a very good target for them. But at the moment, 88 is even seeming to be a hurricane to get for St. James Secondary School. With even 3 more wickets left, I think 88 is even far beyond their reach.
Those are the girls from Kasese donning the orange apparel. And when most of the players get back to their schools, because everyone, including all the officials and teachers, have gotten this apparel from Skyview, they will be not falling short of something to use during training. And the dugout there for St. James Secondary School, a school found in the heart of Ginger City. Not so many happy faces because runs are not coming on board for them. But this tournament has so many sponsors, with Skyview being the leading sponsor. Movit Products Limited coming on board as the hedging partners, Schoolies Logistics partners, and Batibo Uganda Limited as the broadcast partners. Lynette Aikoru is the new batter in for St. James Secondary School. It's a dot ball right away there for Judith Iro. Judith Iro, formerly with Light Secondary School. And I tell you, the many tournaments that the Academy of Soroti Cricket Academy is always running in Soroti has really greatly improved the cricket of many of these young girls. They play the SCA T20, they play the SCA 50 Overs League for the ladies. And every time you get more playing time, you become too good. But also the Academy has done a lot of good work. They laid an astroturf at the City Oval. They have batting nets at the City Oval and at the Madula ground. So it clearly shows you that having 3 teams in the finals is really a lot of good work being done by the people doing cricket in Soroti. Many names, the chairman Felix Musana being one of those, Hilary Waguma, Richard Oluka, Wilfred Ogwanga, the head coach of the academy, Joel Etoku. They also have someone who is always giving man around in Achan Raquel, former player for the under-19. But they've all made together, they've all come together and made sure that it's a collective role to see the game grow in the region. 40-7 is the score after 16 overs.
How set is the appeal? There wasn't anything off the bat there. The captain, rather the wicket keeper, being too unmitted behind the stumps, felt that maybe there was something, and it is Nabuma continuing to bowl her last over. This time round, changing the ends. She bowled the 3 overs from the church end and now bowling from the garden end. She was really good from the church end. Went for only 6 but picked 1 wicket. Good use of the feet this time round. It will allow her to get 1 run. And again, another quick running between the middle there. I love the idea that Namada is trying to advance down the ground. That is a positive sign, given that Mary is trying to toss the ball up in the air. So you advance down the ground to reach the bounce of the ball. That is better. At least that is a positive that we are seeing from Kevin. A little push there from the new batter Ikoru, who didn't play yesterday against St. Cornelius. But this time round, she comes in at number 9. She's yet to get off the mark, but the lanes have been confusing and challenging for her to put away. Every time she's looking to drive the ball back towards along the ground. But she will have to rebowl that. Mary Nawamo bowling so well, almost finishing this over with 1 run, but that extra allowing her to give an extra run. And then
17 overs gone, and the 43 for 7 is what the scoreboard reads. Current run rate 2.35. Judith back in the attack, beating the outside edge of the blade, and it is another dot ball. She so far bowled 2 overs, picking up 2 wickets and conceding just 2 runs. Good work there being done by Judith. She's always been bowling at the back end of the innings. But somehow I would fancy to bowl early because she's one of the most economical bowlers in this tournament. Outside of the blocks and down the ground. Not good work there from the fielder, and they will take the single. They've applied the brakes all through the innings, and they have made sure that they keep St. James Secondary School on the... Namata Kevin opened the batting. She's the first squad, 14 off 40. And 7 wickets are falling around her. But Lynette Aikoru with also some work to do for St. James Secondary School. She thought it was going down the leg for wide, just to collide with her body. And it's another dot ball for Soroti SS.
we saw a wicket falling in that way when Sophia was bowling. But now this time round, it was lucky that it ended at on her pads. And Ikoru yet to get off the mark. She has really applied herself to just push the ball around, hoping that for Kevin to go through the gears. It's only a matter of time that this game gets to a halt, given that we are left with only 2.1 overs now. But I tell you, Soroti Secondary School has done a great job. 44 for 7 at the moment is a very, very good performance done by the bowlers and the fielders at large.
One more for Judith to bowl in this over. She's been bowling that body line because she's saying that she's not being hit. And it is another dot ball. 2 off, Judith is third. And after 18, 45 for 7 is what St. James Secondary School has on board. And now St. James Secondary School need to hit out of the blocks and make sure that maybe they somehow get to the 50 runs mark. Should be something that they can come out and try to bowl at. But the innings have not gotten going, and the conditions, the batting conditions have not even become better. It's been a breezy day here in Gulu City. For most of the days that we've been here in Gulu, it has always been hot around this time, hot and humid. But today being a little different. Elizabeth Ajiko back into the attack to bowl her final over. Mary Naboma completed her spell from that end, and she's replaced by Elizabeth, who starts off with a dot ball. Hit late. Not too good glove work there by the keeper, giving them a chance to take another single.
19 extras have been bowled in this inning. They have really given away so many. Looking at the total score on board, 46, and giving away 19 means that 25 runs are the only ones that have been gotten off the bat. Another tossed up delivery there. Nice the extra bounce off the surface. Bowling the penultimate over Elizabeth. She's doing so well, bowling 3 but going for 10. But everything that Aikoru has done is just keep her wicket. She hasn't really seemed to try and get runs. She has just been tentative to lose her wicket. Look at that, not even trying maybe to go hard after the ball. But she has only looked at playing safe. A very beautiful over, the 19th over being so well done there. Only 1 run taken from it. 46 on board for the loss of 7 wickets with only 1 over left. How many can they add to this? Already their target has been shattered. 88 they won't get, but how many can they get? Can they reach that 50 run mark? And it's only 4 runs that they will have to reach that 50. It's a magical number, 50. And the new bowler bowling the last over, coming from the church end. Already bowled 1 and started off with a dot ball. The wicket keeper, Iro Judith. Oh, that would be bad, really bad. 2 words should be called. She hasn't been giving out so many extras, but this time round gives away 2. And bad for them, it will be Namata to be on strike, the one who faced the first over, and now she is in there up to the last ball. She will be hoping to play. Taking Namata off strike means so much for Soroti SS, and now it is Aikoru on strike, who has not gotten any run on board for her name to her name. She has really been struggling with those deliveries. Look at that. Another simple catch to short covers there. Mary completing the catch. I tell you, she was destined to getting out with the way how she was playing. So tentative, so defensive. Given the fact that the game is into the last over of the inning, and you're still into your nutshell, not opening up your hands. But the 8th wicket falling. Hiroku departing for 0 runs. And it will be number 8, number 10 coming into onto the crease for St. James at the moment, with only 3 more balls left. Tell you, this should be a very good score for Soroti SS. They've really done so well, despite those 21 extras that they have given. But their bowling has really been so good. They bowled stump to stump. They haven't given out any dropped catches. Everything in the air they have taken. So a very good collective effort for them.
Yeah, good to see Soroti SS making sure that they take all their chances, because they know what this means to their school, Soroti SS, and to the academy. Jovia Mirembe is the new batter in that brushing off her hands, but there is a run-out chance on the bowler's end. I love the message from the dugout of St. James Secondary School. Weuje. In Uganda word to mean that you swing hard. But I tell you, Weuje can clearly be hard on another stone, but then does the person you're telling to Weuje have the basics and the skill to do it? That is what matters always in the end. She tries to Weuje, but it was nowhere to make contact. And it is another dot ball for Judith Iro.
It has been very clever for Iro to bowl in these last 2 overs. We saw in her last over trying to bowl on the body. She senses that the batters are not opening that front foot. Try to access the onside. She has kept her lane on that body.
There is an appeal and it is given. Judith Iro has been taking wickets at leisure. Another one for her. The third one in this game. She is at the back of a fifer. But what a display that she has put for Soroti SS. And that wicket will bring us to the end of the batting innings for St. James Secondary School. Somehow their innings have failed to get going, and they have managed only 48 for 9 in the 20 allotted overs of the first innings. To take silverware down to Soroti City, Soroti SS will need only 49 runs. They are in their debut tournament, but they have been one of the talking points, making sure that they come out and do a lot of good work. And as we get to look at that match summary, St. James Secondary School won the toss and opted to bat first. Namata Kevin was the only standout, unbeaten. She scored 15 runs. Got some bit of support there from Jackie Lalam. But the extras, 21 from Soroti SS, have somehow boosted up the total, helping the batting team to reach 48 runs. And that's the match summary for the bowling card of Soroti Secondary School. Judith Iro, who has been taking wickets every time she gets the ball, picked up 3. She was the most economical among all the bowlers, an economy of 1.50. She's bowled 4 and conceded only 6 runs. Vivian Alibo, who opened the bowling for Soroti SS, managed to pick up 2 wickets for 7 runs in her 3 overs. Whereas the other 3 wickets that Soroti SS managed to take in this innings were gotten by Ainyo Sharon, who picked 2, and Mary Nabuma, who picked 1. And as we come to the end of the first innings, we will take a short break and we will return for the second innings. 49 runs needed by Soroti Secondary School if they are to pick up victory and win the plate final. St. James Secondary School won the toss and opted to bat first, and they managed to post 48 for 8. I beg your pardon, for 9 in the 20 allotted overs of the first innings. The two umpires are right back in the middle, Anthony Wantono and Samuel Baker Oyeti, to see us through this second innings of the game. You'd feel that somehow Soroti SS, because of the good areas they have bowled in the first innings, they have one hand onto that trophy. But my name is Evan Cyprian Sajabi here in the comms, and I'm not alone. I have Fortnite Aljina here with me. Fortnite, welcome back from the break. What should we expect going into this match?
Thank you very much, Ivan. The captain for St. James cricket team, winning the toss and opting to go with the bat, hoping to score at least 88 runs. But her decision hasn't really come to be justified, having suffered early blows and stopped at only 49 runs. I get a feeling this is a very good score for Soroti Secondary School to come in and chase, given that they gave away 21 extras, Soroti, but they managed to bowl so well to make sure that they reach at this score. and they have a very big task at the moment to come and chase down that 49 runs. And in my opinion, it could be really a good competitive score if this St. John's also comes in and gives in a fight, given that the key batters, the most run scorer for Soroti SS is ranked number 36, rather 35 in the standings of the batting charts. You get a feeling that they haven't really been having good batters, but if they manage to stick to the plans, run around, rotate the strike, it will be very good for them. The two batters for Soroti have already come in. The left-hander already taking her guard. A very good matchup, the left hand and the right hand on strike. And the bowler already going through her run-up. And the umpire signaling to the scorer so that the game starts. "49 runs required in 120 balls." And the extras start straight away for the bowler for St. James. They were given so many, and she starts away with an extra. The captain taking the ball, but the two bowlers, rather batters, Amoding and Mary. That could be straight. That could be straight. The breakthrough that they needed. Too straight as you like. And Amoding trying to go under the ball, access that vacant long on area, playing around the pad and going across the lane in some way possible. First wicket falling for no run on board. Rather, forgive me, with only one run on board, courtesy of Wade. A dream breakthrough there they needed.
Dream start for St. James Secondary School, picking up the first wicket early in the first over. They are not working with so many runs, just 48. So they'll need to make sure that they keep bowling the good areas, pick up many wickets as they can to try and make sure that they pick up victory and take silverware back at home. Amoding Priska trapped LBW by Serena Oliba. The captain playing a lead from the front, and she manages to pick up that wicket. Already on the foot, 1 for 1 in the first over, and a lot of work to be done in terms of rebuilding. They are to pick things this game. The race pool.
That early wicket could mean pressure for Soroti SS. Within no time, the batters hadn't settled in. The first legal ball to be bowled, picking a wicket. That's a really good start for St. James. Followed on with another dot ball. I tell you, the leading run scorer for Soroti SS being Nabuma Mary, having a total of 59 runs and ranked 35, rather 85.
Some bit of a run out chance there, but the field not chipping in a very quick throw and giving Soroti SS chance to pick up the first runs on board. 2 for 1, more 47 needed. Now Nabuma Mary will be facing formerly student at Olida High School, Mary Nabuma, one of the few players in that Soroti SS team who speaks some fluent Uganda. You could never expect her to be speaking, but there she is, trying to make sure that she makes a mark. Some pressure. They're ready. But now we just need to keep a calm head so that she gets the run. Yeah. although it's the weight, but she was stepping away from the line of the ball. You need to step close to the ball and play a cut shot. But I love the field set up there for Serena Oliba. Two fielders protecting the boundaries, one at extra cover and the other at deep mid wicket. And the deep mid wicket fielder standing at 45 yards. Nabomba goes on the onside. Worked by the fielder running in from deep mid wicket. Manages to stop that one on. But Naboma Mary manages to pick up a double for Soroti SS.
I would love to see these two batters, Mary and Ainyo, running really fast in between, because you get a feeling that even if they took those 2 runs, but they were somehow sloping their running. But really up to the task there. They know the equation that they need. 2.28 runs and over. It's a very good start for St. James at the moment, picking that one wicket, but they will need so many wickets if they are to defend their low score that they posted. But the two batters for St. James, rather Soroti Secondary School, have to make sure that they contain the pressure, try not to lose their wicket at the moment. But the captain, continuing from the garden end, picked that early wicket. And now she comes in to bowl the third. And again, if you see her struggling, when she's bowling the ball, she's tending to go off the mat, falling over. They would say, I would love to see her bowl straight, better that way. But this time round, at least just a little bit, it's better that she bowled that one straight. But wait, now she can a little bit stay up and bowl from the top. But those weights will mean so much for weights in succession. A really gorgeous shot there from Aino, just beating the inner fielders up and over, and the outfield doing the rest of the work. Tossed up this time round from the captain into the slot, and this time round better from her. And at least she's also extracting the extra bounce that the previous bowlers from Soroti were having. The likes of Aino bowled so well with that extra bounce off the surface. I tell you, even that lofted drive has awakened the captain. Since then, she has gone on to bowl 2 dot balls, not flighting it up and pitching it up. And the dot balls have really come her way. An expensive over it is for her. 9 runs from it, the total being 17 for 1, with only 32 runs required so far. And I tell you, Aino knows so well about the required run rate. Getting 9 runs in this, even the loose balls that she will be in rush to play, she doesn't this time round. Waits for that bad ball around the corner this time round on the body. Played so well to beat the field and pick that 1 run. And completing a very expensive over with a single. 10 runs from it. And the score reads 18 for the loss of 1 after 3. And they've really enjoyed the support from the dugout there. She has really been on top of her voice, trying to celebrate for every run they get.
work on her movement. Try and make sure that she doesn't lose her wicket. But no pressure now for Soroti SS. They already have 19 in the 3.3. So required 131 is it up there in the air, but it falls short of the fielder.
They will be happy, St. James, at the moment, given that they are trying to get the dot balls, at least create the batters some little bit pressure. But I tell you, Anyo looks to be much confident in the middle there. Despite the dot balls that she has suffered, she has kept her nerves, her composure. Most times you see batters losing so much concentration after suffering so many dot balls, and they try to go for a fall shot. A total of 10 wides have been bowled in this inning already with only 4 overs. We saw 21 in the first innings, but now 10 in the period of only 4 overs. And there will have to be a bowling change. The captain who was coasting the last over gave out 10. Now she is replaced. But one thing that is of resemblance from the batters from Soroti, if you're to look at the stands there for Mary and you try to compare it with the one of Jimmy Muhammad, Abdallah, there is a little bit of resemblance there. You've been with them, Ivan. Tell us about that sense. Is football
St. James Secondary School taking so many nationals starting from 2023, 24. They competed last year and now she's back this year. So she carries some bit of experience.
I tell you, Nabuma Mary has looked so well playing behind the ball, despite the bat coming weight from her body. But when she's playing the ball, it's really aligned so well. But one area of concern there, I love the fact that she's trying to slash the ball, but the stepping of the front foot, stepping away from the ball, but instead of stepping towards the ball, a dot ball to finish up the over, a maiden from Lalam's first over, and 19 for 1 is the score after 5. Just going begging there for St. James. Like you said, Ivan, they need to take every chance that comes their way because they really do have less runs, 28 runs required. But look at the number of extras they are bowling. So if you pick that wicket, you take that catch, it means that you're trying to shift the pressure from your side to the opponent. What a turnout of even there from the last over. 2 chances put down, one at extra covers, one off the bowler. You get a feeling that they are not seizing every moment that comes their way. That is St. James Secondary School. But now, Lalam, who bowled a maiden, a little bit of inside edge he starts with. He has hit so good lanes, hard lanes. It has been so much difficult for the batters. And now it is Mary on strike. They tried to take one run the previous over, which in my opinion was a clear run. Driven hard. Good composure there, stepping forward, aligning with the ball, leaning into the shot. But no energy behind the ball. The bowler Lalam doing another good work to stop it. Love her action as well. Bowling from the top. A high delivery point. There. And her lanes have been really good. Already 3 dot balls. I tell you, with the events that have happened in the previous over, the maiden from Lalam and the other shot scored over, since it put something into the Soroti's dugout. A very good run there between the two, but I still have a sense that there hasn't been clear communication between these two, especially Anyo, who is starting so late. We saw her deny a single in the last over but one, but now even the way how she started off that run, she was a little bit held up. This time round, they will take the easy single. This is much easier, and they will love that. They will love to do that more often.
Yeah, one thing they have understood is that they don't need so many biggies to pick up victory. Hitting the ball around will give them the much needed victory. And they are just making sure that they hit the ball around. The Soroti SS players have been the loudest on pitch, making sure that they give a lot of support to their partners who are inside. Hit straight to the fielder, and the catch is taken. Second wicket there for St. James Secondary School. And it will be Sharon Ainyo to make her way back to the hut.
A much deserved wicket, well created. Two maidens, those always bring something to the bowling side. The pressure always mounts for the batters. They think of a way to get a run, and they prompt you to do something out extraordinary. It's not always good to play on a fiddle, watching from the non-strike, suffering a maiden. Your partner always has that chance of facing 6 balls, and you're thinking of something to come and do. Make sure that you compensate with those lost balls.
The chance they are being taken means that if they can stick in and get a little more of these, St. James Secondary School, they can pick up something out of the game. But Elizabeth Ajiko, who did a lot of good work with the ball, will be the new batter making her way to the crease. I tell you, this should have been a very easy game for Soroti SS to win, given the way they were bowling in the first innings. Well, they might have given away a little many extras, 21 to be exact, but they have made sure that during the chase, they play with some calm heads. And as they come to the end of the 8th over, Soroti SS needs more 25 runs from 72 balls. As currently, they do have 24 for 2 after 8.
That's really been a good comeback here for St. James, given the way how they played in the last 3 overs. But Lalam has really been so good for that performance. Came in and bowled so well, picking 2 maidens, and now coming in to bowl her third, starting with a good lanes there. And I tell you, at the moment, Nabuma Mary has really suffered so many dot balls. It is all about her that she should just stay and make sure that she plays out Lalam. But that extra will give her a little bit of a breather. Trying to rotate her arm there. That is one thing that most bowlers do when they bowl an extra. You don't know whether they try to imply that the arm is hurting or something else. But another good ball there from Lalam. 24 runs required in 11.5 overs. But Mary being in there so quiet, facing 24 balls. This time round, hit up and put down the fielder straight behind the ball, but not completing on that catch. She ran so much inside other than letting the ball come to her. And in the end, she goes past the ball, allowing Soroti Secondary School to pick up that one run. But it will be a Juko on strike now.
Yeah, something for them to regret not getting hold of that chance. The fielder was running and she went past the ball. It only got to her fingertips. But now the way it's the Lamjaki has now started losing her lane. When you look at her first two overs, both of them were maidens. But now in this over, two wides, a single, somehow it is starting to get out of the way, because I felt she could have stick on doing what she was doing and just hope she can get a little more support from the rest of the bowlers. And in junior cricket, the bowlers who bowl the first 8 overs are always the good bowlers. But when you get to the 11th, 12th, the team starts gambling to see who can come and just try to bowl. Sometimes they just give the ball to someone who can just bowl. So it really becomes so hard. Beautiful there from Jackie Lalam. Back to back dots.
Like you said, not so many teams in this tournament have good bowlers. There will always be one bowler who has to bowl an extra over. And today we are seeing Lalam coming in to bowl. She started off so well. Yesterday bowled 3.5 overs in their victory against St. Cornelius. She did so well, but finishing up the over with a dot ball, 22 runs required in 11 overs. The score is 27 for the loss of 2. There has to be a bowling change for St. James at the moment. Starting off so well there. Iraj bowling to a tight line. Every time Mary has tried to play on the offside, she hasn't really found herself in a good position. Her back foot to play the offside has really been so not well.
Patricia into the attack there. That one nearly creeped through. A bit less there from Mary Nabuma. More 22 needed from 63 balls for Soroti SS to pick up victory. This should have been a very easy chase. Nauma eating one out of her blocks. Chance for them to pick 2. But Nauma will be happy to just rotate straight. Need to push and make sure that you get the run. But the coach is happy with it. He says it's okay. Take whatever comes your way. Soroti SS 28 for 2. And the Ajiko Elizabeth, who is here to get off the mark, will be the new batter. Will be the batter to face.
Big shot there on the knee and picking that one run. A good way to get off the mark. Timed so well and picked the gap very well, allowing her to get 1 run. It's very good to get into the accounts. That will boost her morale somehow, somewhere. And now 20 runs required, almost into the 19. The team score. Oh, a little further on that. The keeper doesn't hold on to that. We saw one stunner in the morning, in the first innings. The wicket keeper did so well to catch that ball, but this time round, the chance goes begging. 10 overs gone and 29 for 2 is the score.
An interesting passage of play. This is the final of the Skyview Girls Schools Cricket Week. And this is the plate final, to be specific. The teams were placed in 5 groups. The top 2 from each of those 5 groups qualified for the Super 8. And the rest of the teams played in 3 groups to come up with this placement final clash. Soroti SS taking on St. James Secondary School. Some casual work there done by the wicketkeeper giving Soroti SS another chance to run. And that single will take them into the 30s. Coming into this stage, St. John's, I beg your pardon, St. James Secondary School beat St. Cornelius SS Kalagala, whereas Soroti SS beat St. Teresa Secondary School. Last year's edition had 16 schools, and this year the tournament has grown to 20 schools. 3 of those 20 schools are making debut in this tournament, including Soroti SS, St. Teresa Girls, and St. Cornelius SS Kalagala. Those are some of the officials who have been helping us do a lot of good work. We see Raymond wearing the Rasta hood. He's been doing a lot of good work, making sure that he gets the reels of all the action. But Evan Kagoda, the tournament coordinator, sitting with the Gloria Obukoro, who has been serving as one of the umpires. But now the tail of the tape, the wides.
Many they've given, so many. Already 3 in this over. A team really struggling with her lane. I tell you, like I said, they don't need so many runs. All they need to do is just hang in a little bit in there. Play the innings long, take these innings long. And it's what has been the order of the day for the two batters and everyone who has come in for Soroti SS. And now into the 10 runs required, 16 to be specific, from 9.4 overs. I can tell you, Ivan, at the moment, in my opinion, the score is almost done for Soroti. It will take a lot of heavy lifting for St. James. They will have to do so much. They will have to climb so many mountains to make sure that they come back into this game. But as the way how things are, they're in a little bit of a trouble.
$16 more needed in 9.2. Elizabeth Ajiko 1 of 9 and Mary Nabuma 6 of 31. What Mary Nabuma has done is just to stick in, and that's what the coach has sent her to do, because the coach knows that the weights will come his way. You need to get a winning formula. It's another dot ball and the end of the over. A team has given away just 4 runs in her first, and at the end of the 11th, 33-2 is the score.
Now, what could be the solution that St. James has to get at the moment? Because they need wickets, to be honest. They need wickets. The dot balls won't work so much because they don't have so many runs, given that the required run rate is 1.76. So the dot balls won't really do so much help, but the wickets will really do so much. But the bowling change there, starting with the Wades Iracha, who has bowled 2 overs, bowling from the church end. And you can see the smiles there for Murray, and getting to comprehend the message from the staff. I tell you, she has really struggled with that lane that is outside the lane of the stumps. And I would love to see her leave that lane alone, because she hasn't really played it so well. Better this time round, but straighter to the fielder. A little bit straighter this time round, but opening up the blade there, pushing it a little bit. Couldn't beat the gap, rather pick the gap. Couldn't beat the fielder, but she's done so well. Another deft touch there, trying to take away, but the non-striker Ajiko, knowing that she can't stand a chance to reach the striker's end, and she turns down the call. 14 runs now required in 8.3 overs. Oh, she has really struggled to get the run in front of those two fielders, the point and gully fielders short third man. But it has been her intention. The fielders are close to her. They know what she's trying to do. Look at that. And she's possessing some threat there. She's in some a little bit of scrutiny if she doesn't tame the ball so well. She gave away a chance last time to the wicket keeper, but the keeper didn't take the chance. But what a good over it has been. 2 wides from it, but 6 dot balls thereafter, and finishing up 12 overs for 35 runs on board for the loss of 2 wickets.
Indeed, a good over it was. Tournament being hosted at Gulu High School, whereas it is organized by Cricket Uganda and Northern's Cricket Hub. We are into the 13th over of this match. More 14 runs needed in 17.5. I beg your pardon, 7.5. And the Wades have been keeping them in game. The Soroti SS batters, as Jackie Lalam comes back to bowl her last.
A little push, little push there from Ajiko. Move it. All the confidence, the hygiene partners in this tournament. Gulu High School being our hosts. But Lalam coming to bowl her last over. But I tell you, all the batters for Soroti SS have really done so well to play out Lalam. She came in and picked 2 maidens to start her account. Bowled 2 overs and went for none. But later on, she has given away 4. Look at that. Very committed into defending that ball from rather hitting the stumps. And that will work for them for as long as they stay there, because there will be extras. A run and over, maybe even 2 extras will work their way to for this time round. But the wicket keeper not doing so well. She has given away 3 extras now, and that will really haunt them.
At this level of cricket, fortunate level. I remember when I was talking to Coach Emmanuel Isanes, was telling me that in schools cricket, you need 2 shots. If you can block the ball and you can drive on drive and off drive, you can score many runs. But then some of the departments you need to work on as you're improving your fielding, you also need to have a wicket keeper who will not just be stopping. Because when you see the chances that have been put down and the runs that have been gotten behind of the square, they have been because of the wicket keeper. Nearly carried to her hands, but it is put down. Mary Nauma going for a drive, but not making full access to the ball. Another chance is put down by St. James. And at the end of the 13th over, 37-2 is the score. If they had gotten maybe close to 70 runs or 60 runs, they would have had a very big chance to pick up victory, St. James. But somehow you feel that they did score enough runs as not 12 and needed in 7 overs for Soroti SS to make history and take silverware back to Soroti in their debut tournament.
Tell you, some information has been relayed to the batters. I wonder what it is. Are they trying to tell them to go through the gears? Ajiko on strike. She goes hard straight away. I think they have told her maybe to go hard after the ball, realizing that they shouldn't play dead up to the last overs. But if they manage to pick these 12 runs within no time, she goes hard. The fielder doesn't really cover the grounds. but lets the ball fall almost under her nose. But I tell you are seeing Ajiko going through the gears. She's trying to open up her hands. Richard doing so well, starting with 2 dot balls. She only needs to pick the right gaps. Like that was the ball that she needed to go hard after, because it is on the body. Even if you miss, it ends on your body, but they don't give you out because it's pitching down the leg.
Yeah, indeed, pitching outside leg, but now that's homework for the coach to do. Jacobo Malinga try and make sure that the batters know which ball to select and hit. Steps away from the lane of the ball, and that hits the furniture. Instead of stepping forward to drive, Ajiko Elizabeth wanted to play it to the onside. Patricia Iracha with the second wicket, and St. James Secondary School have their third.
Now it is a question of whether the call of trying to make Ajiko go through the gears was right or not, because they have suffered the wicket without even contributing to the score. She was doing so well, trying to defend the balls, but now she went for big shots, and in the end she loses her wicket. Is it the similar plan that the new batter comes in with? Because clearly it didn't work for the previous batter, Jiko Elizabeth. And now it will be a little bit of a breather for St. James. That wicket was much, much deserved, given that they have put down 3 chances. But picking up the third after only 13.4 overs bowled, the score being 37, but requiring 12 runs, is Soroti Secondary School. Iro Judith, who did so well with the ball, picked 3 wickets, comes in at number 5. Straight away she goes with a beautiful drive on the onside. And that's a good indication of a good player. She doesn't go across the line like her predecessor. Oh, little bit backwards, hanging a little bit backwards, but played in the gap good enough for her. But what a good over this has been. A maiden over with a wicket in need of Elizabeth.
Yeah, good over to keep the score at 37 for 3 after 14. Now I tell you, with 7 wickets at hand now, Soroti SS, we need to make sure that they play some shots. For 12 more runs needed in 6 overs, and if they can bowl these overs well, maybe they stand a chance. Now Mameru going for a bombing drive, but I tell you, somehow the girls of St. James Secondary School have got a reason to believe that they can cause an upset.
Tell you, look at the way how the new bowler Mirembe has come in and bowled, flatted up in the air this time round. Look at that. But played on the onside, not opening up herself so well. I get a feeling that if she really opens and launches on the back foot in the best time possible, she can send that ball to the boundary on the onside. But she has really been slow. Lydia bowling so well for the moment, but the short covers there has been in play. She dropped 1 in the previous over. Look at that again, cramped for room, trying to go on the onside. She picks the lane so early, but her reaction to go on the back foot hasn't really been so well. And again, when she goes on the back foot, she finds herself standing tall, which is always about being down, having a stable base on the ground. This time round, they will get that run. She has been tempting them to play on the onside, and this time she gets 1 run. She has bowled on the body all the 3 balls, rather 3 balls here, with the first one being wide outside the wickets. But one thing that she has done is go through her run-up every time and again. Saddam Oyaga from Ginger has been an umpire in this tournament in your frame there. And he's also a coach in the Eastern region. Cut so hard. This is in the gap. Spin zone. They will take that one run so easily. That's a good run there for Soroti Secondary School. And now bringing the total to 10 runs required from 5.1 overs. And it's only a matter of time that we go into single-digit score for the equation.
One of the things that Nabu Mamere has always been doing, open up the blade and slap that one on. 7 of 42 for Mary Nabuma and 1 of 3 for Judith Iro. 10 more needed in 30 balls. But as we come to the end of the 15th over, 39 for 3 is what Soroti SS has on board. It's the 22nd edition of the Skyview Girls Schools Cricket Week. The first edition was played in 2001, and it was won by Gayaza High School. Gayaza High School has won this trophy 4 times. Ginger SS are the record champions, having won it 8 times. But there was a dawn of a new era, the Olida era, which started in 2019. Olida managing to beat their sisters of late SS by a mere 7 runs to win their first trophy. They have won it 4 times, and they have a chance of winning it the 50th times. Inside out shot there, falls short of the fielder, and they are now running quickly for 2. Now what is required is just a single digit for victory, but a reminder that later on in the afternoon we will be having a clash. We will be having a final happening between Olida High School and Late Secondary School. That game will be played at 2:30 p.m. And what that game means is that if Olida wins, they will have won their 50th trophy, whereas a victory for Late SS will be their second trophy. And just remember, in 2024, when Late SS won their first trophy, they came in the Nationals as regional champions. Meaning, since they are regional champions again this year, they stand a very big chance. And now all the pressure is on Olida High School because they have a point to prove.
It has really been good from Iro, who has played some good shots. Look at that shot from Mary. This time round, she connects, goes on the offside. Oh, and another chance turned down there. They stood the chance to take the 2 runs, but I'm starting to sense the tension from the fans, trying to sense that there is something here. Maybe the runs are being chased in no time. Oh, that could be bad for the wicket keeper once more. Not stopping that ball, and another bye indicated there. Only 5 runs now required, but with 4.2 overs left now. That is 44 for 3 is the score. And that will be wide now. Only one boundary would mean that Soroti Secondary School picks the win that they deserve at the moment, because they've showcased very good piece of bowling in the first innings. And now only one hit will give them the victory. But what a good over it has been for Soroti Secondary School, picking up 6 runs in that. And now the score is 45 for the loss of 3 after 16. Only 4 runs required. St. James Secondary School would be so sad that they bowled so many extras. They gave away so many despite getting many in the first innings, but they shouldn't have returned the favor because they had less runs on board. So all they needed to do was to not give so many extras. Natkunda coming in to bowl the 17th over. Has bowled 2 and picked 1, but only 4 runs required. It is a Rion strike and straight away bowled off stump, bent in the ground there. A straighter ball this time round tried to be played on the offside. Couldn't create the much deserved room that he would have loved. Playing it on the back foot there. Hero Judith will have to depart with only 4 runs on board. And this could be something for St. James at the moment.
Yeah, they needed a wicket and they got the wicket. Somehow they have gotten a way of picking up wickets, but they didn't get enough runs, you could say. They had gotten close to 60 or 70, maybe they would have had a chance, because they bowl so many extras. And if you bowl so many extras, you need to get many runs that maybe you can defend. Vivian Alibo is the new batter in for Soroti Secondary School. Commanded for Soroti SS to pick up victory.
The captain didn't get a good start in this game. Went for 10 in 1 over, her second over. And now coming in picking a wicket. We saw her yesterday picking 3 wickets in that semi-final clash against St. Cornelius. And now she has a lot of work to do. A big task on her shoulder. Try and pick maybe 3 or 2 wickets in this over. That will bring them back into the game. But the new batter, Alibo Vivian, coming in at number 6. Four runs required in 3.4 overs. And the captain continues giving the extras. She suffered those so many extras in the second over she bowled. She can't believe it. She's shaking her hand there. And a little bit of mix up there. I don't know what is happening. The umpires will have to intervene. Something. Oh, one player is on the ground. She's in distress there. Touching her tummy. Oh, that is a really bad sign. She will have to be carried off the ground. Some ladies don't cope well with losing. That can trigger pressure and it can trigger she will be carried away to the outside the boundary to get some attention. The physio has run to give her some attention. But I said some ladies don't cope up well with pressure. Pressure comes in and cortisol hormones raises. The cortisol as a as a stress hormone. When it comes into play and stress, because of the pressure, stress increasing, so she will have to be carried out. But we're hoping that she gets well soon and we continue with the play. The 12th man has to come in. And the umpires going back to their positions. Only 3 runs required in 22 balls, which is only 0.82 runs required. And over, that is the required run rate. Goes for a big hit there. Albo Vivian trying to pull this one off in one hit. But that was a very good lane there executed by the captain. Another swing and a miss. Trying to go hard after the this one. All the 2 trophies in this tournament will be retained in that Soroti hub. The Soroti Academy have been done so much job to see that the girls cricket develops in Uganda. They have fed so many players on the victory. A victory in style there for Soroti Secondary School. Vivian delivering that final blow, nailing the last nail in the coffin. And Soroti Secondary School are the
Sure.
leader.
And they will mark